Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of this year's devcom NRW Indie Expo. I'm Astrid, and apparently I'm not alone. I'm with my lovely colleague André Bernhard and with Rüdiger Brandes from Achtung Autobahn, because we're going to play Maniacs. Hello.
Hello Astrid,
Hi.
hello Rüdiger, great to see you all. I'm excited, we're going to play Maniacs, but while Astrid is starting the game, Rüdiger, Achtung Autobahn, danger motorway, where does the name come from?
We were forming the company with so me and two other guys that formed originally the company. They were Americans, but we wanted to do something that is specifically German or European. So we were looking for a name that is anybody in the world would understand, but it's still German. So the two words we're thinking people would know, Achtung and Autobahn. But that's not all. It's a very rare compilation album from the late 90s or something. It has just a few prints where a few emo and other songs were on it, and one of my co-founders, we just discovered this. So we called ourselves Achtung Autobahn Studios in remnants of this. So it's also our love of music is kind of embraced in this one.
And what's the size of the studio?
We're 6 people right now. We're 4 of them are founders. Now we started with 3 and 2 freelancers right now.
And it looks very amazing, very arty, saying from the beginning. I'm
artists
quite
will be
impressed.
happy.
Yeah, quite impressed from the intro. So if you had 2 sentences to explain us what the game is about, what would they be?
Maniacs is a stealth action adventure light set in 1968 West Berlin, where you play Tina, a young impressionable woman discovering her way into the student protest movement of the time, and yeah. That's basically it.
Yeah, a perfect explanation. And it's sometimes you have these uncommon combinations while watching games of when we usually talk about stealth action games, we are talking about Solid Snake and brutal male people walking around trying to sneak around somewhere. And here's the completely opposite. You're playing on in the city of Berlin in 1968, walking around, and where's the stealth action going on then?
Yeah, that's why I said light in the end. It's kind of like the gameplay came into place because we wanted to have something we wanted to have this topic in 1968 West Berlin, but we wanted to have this open roaming around, and we wanted to kind of put center stage your kind of head-on relationship with the police, or between the police and the protesters, and we wanted to have it a little playful. So the idea was, okay, how do you engage with this? And that's where you haven't seen it yet, but the bottle throwing mechanic that is in the game will come around. So you can collect and find bottles, and you can throw them, and this is basically the way you can distract policemen out of their path. And the thing is also right in the beginning, everybody is still quite calm, but as the story ramps up, the police will becoming more and more intent to stop you and what you're doing, and then it becomes more important. So in the end, we wanted this in the sales demo that we have here, because this is what we developed here, is kind of we wanted to bring up all these core mechanics, like throwing a bottle, taking photos, running around, solving small quests, and also show how people, especially policemen, will react towards certain items that you wear. So it's instead of having this whole shooting mechanic stuff like that, it's a lot of it comes down to what do you have in your hand and how do other people react to it. So if you run with a bottle or with a camera around and put it into the face of a policeman, they will react differently than a normal person. And so the stealth action, that's why I think it's light. We don't want this very careful step-by-step thing, but more a playful thing of where people kind of where you just exactly what here happens here. The policeman doesn't like that you take a photo of him.
I mean, I will just run away.
It's a bit sad that all the action regarding the interaction happens in the bottom left corner, because that's hardly visible at this moment. But it's nice to see that
beautiful faces. Sorry.
Now you can rotate the camera so then you can locate it to somewhere else.
Yeah, but so every time this is the photo view. Every time it gets a bit blurry, but every time you take a photo, the real picture will be shown in the bottom left corner, right? That's what.
Correct.
Yeah,
so
nice.
You can photograph anything, and they will be collected there. Yeah. That's also one of the other mechanics. Yeah.
Also, it's
nice.
shown here in my photo.
Yeah, cool.
In your scrapbook.
Here I made a picture of Ingrid before, and now I made a picture of Ingrid beating the cop.
No, Ingrid and the Beat Cop. Yeah, this is still some place where the text is on the
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
And what's how far regarding the final version are you yet? I mean, which kind of build are we playing here?
Are you playing basic? This is kind of like especially right now probably something broke because Ingrid is supposed to continue on her way.
Oh, that's
But
okay.
she's doing something weird. It's basically one of the last builds before we go to before we finish our vertical slice / sales demo. That means
Yeah.
also that's why that's why it's like a little wonky because right now we break open a little parts to like put everything together. So yeah. But yeah, the final build, like the final game, that's still far off because this build is basically there to find further investors to actually kind of produce the full thing. Yeah.
And do you have a rough plan when the game will be released?
And we're planning with about 18. Now she does it. We plan about 18 months of full production once we once we gathered more money, basically. So that's also what we're looking for. And so basically, from wherever that point will be, kind of 18 months at best. So we kind of now after Gamescom, we're hoping that somewhere at beginning of next year we can start with full production. So then 18 months, it would be somewhere in then 2023, right? Yeah, mid of 2023. Yeah, that's basically our envisioned timetable, but it hinges all on do we find more money.
And for those people who are already intrigued by the game and the style of it itself, they can follow you on social media if they look up for Achtung Autobahn, I guess.
Yes, that's what they can do.
We
don't.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I mean, yes, just follow the company accounts because we haven't basically officially announced the game. This is because this is kind of a sales demo thing.
Yeah.
Because we're really aiming to working with somebody else, a publisher. We're not really going to want to go the full indie route because we want to explore the publishing route. And so we didn't really go all social media yet because we just simply were focusing completely on development, and we know how important it is to have like a steady marketing plan of having all of these things out. But we will from time to time share things, and if you're just interested eventually when we will go full come out with it, then definitely our company social medias are the right place to be.
So it's as meta as it gets today with having a stealth demo of a stealth game. Isn't that intriguing?
How can I actually insult him? Because that is one to do of me. I need to insult him.
You can just call him that.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice.
And now he doesn't like you.
Yeah. Apparently he doesn't like it. Well, he's running after me. Oh man, there are a lot more of them.
This, for example, is a thing that eventually will change. We will keep you from actually running into this full-blown police protest.
I want to get in there, actually. I want to talk to Jonas. How do I get in there?
You can. It's possible.
I can?
Yeah.
I'm stuck. No, I don't want to speak to you.
Maybe
I would run at the
street.
I want to run, but I'm stuck here. I can't.
Stuck behind the police?
I'm stuck behind the police. I can't.
Fascinating. There should be
a
way
out.
Yeah.
Nope.
So when you go back
here.
around the park, there's another entry. So like the other way around.
Maybe I need to get that.
You can also look at the map closer if you press the right mouse button, if you have the map in your hand.
So I'm unfortunately stuck. I can't go further like this.
No, you should be able to. Where are you stuck right now?
Right here. I can't
right
go to the left. Yep.
Oh no. But, perfect. But now you get respawn, so that's actually a good thing. So this is our placeholder respawn right now. So basically now you just add a different part of the map, so you're free again. You can climb over this pink things. Yeah.
Zoom into the map for a second, please, so we can take a closer look at that. How do you zoom again?
With the right mouse button, and similar to you. Yeah. Exactly.
There is the other entrance to the park. Now I got it.
Yeah.
The art style is very specific. Are there any kind of inspirations for the art style?
Yes. Well, I guess I'd cite the one that our art director likes the most, which would be Soviet posters of the 60s and 70s, because we have been kind of looking into like this more flat shaded look. Oh, the door is closed already. Oops.
Oopsie.
What happened? Did it just
I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe we start over again.
That's fascinating. It's interesting. I think actually I know what happened because for some reason you were running around at the police state somewhere. Probably a state was triggered that closed off the Hof, which is kind of like our ending right now. And then probably the sphere that triggers the ending was already spawning, and it just ended the game when you walked into that one. But yeah, Soviet movie posters of the 60s and 70s, which look very much like cutout-y and have like these more softer colors, not always saturated. Obviously, not all Soviet posters. Just this was where we're looking at in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's really looking great, and different than other games, I would say.
Yeah. You can also just run to the park now. You don't have to do the whole Ingrid quest again. So that's actually a shortcut.
But I don't have my map anymore.
I can direct you to a new map. So if you just follow the road to the left, if you follow the road to the left and just follow that, you can also, when you hold shift, you can run a little bit. That makes it faster.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh yeah, perfectly. Yeah, if you stop right before it's completely depleted, then you can it depletes. It goes back faster. A lot of our testers didn't get that. And here you can the park if you go to the right here.
Oh, park, right.
Yeah, exactly. yeah, exactly. Then if you sprint too much, you have this exhaust mechanic there.
Mm-hmm. That happens in real life as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So here, for example, the park ground will still get like something more than just the green. We just that's Jonas.
There is Jonas.
Yeah. Is the landscape, the part of the city, is that actually a real part of the city in Berlin, or it's your interpretation of Berlin?
The second one, yeah. It's okay. We don't. I mean, although we have like a historical backdrop, we don't want to go like we don't want to create like an authentic, very neatly modeled thing. We just use it as like we reference it roughly. That's why also the more stylized style in general. And we want to talk more about the topic of like the student protests. Mm-hmm. So the Keats that we built here is, well, from the top we roughly took like a part of Kreuzberg to kind of like model parts of the streets, but then later we also kind of broke it down and make it more simple. It will probably become a little bit more detailed when we go into full production, but right now we really wanted to focus on also like how to build up a city quite fast. So we basically built a bunch of little objects like windows and stuff like that, and then assembled everything modularly. So we didn't build like very unique buildings, but a lot of unique pieces, and then build out of this the city. Yeah. Okay. But no, it's a fictionalized version of West Berlin. Mm-hmm. Like this statue, for example, it's a reference to a statue called Reunification, but obviously also because of copyright, because statues have a similar copyright, I think, than texts.
Yeah, right.
But we want to evoke these things. Yeah.
Well, it's time to introduce the throwing mechanic.
Yep, I threw a bottle.
Exactly.
What's the average playthrough time that you are aiming at?
For this part, or for the whole game?
No, for the whole game.
For the whole game, we're aiming for like 6 to 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And this part here right now, actually, we were aiming for like 15 to 20 minutes. It takes a little longer, mainly because like we're still tweaking like how you guide player. Like right now, what happened? Like this quest, for example, is one of this that we probably will kick still for next week already. You just have to talk to Alphonse again.
Oh.
Yeah. He's this guy. Yeah. The policemen are just a little bit picky and don't always come, which exactly happened here. This is something that we're fighting with. The narrative sometimes needs a specific direction, but we created a lot of systems. So basically the policemen and protesters, they all behave based on AI scripts. We don't really tell them often what to do. We just trigger them, and that sometimes is slight unpredictable what they do. So this is something we're tweaking right now to, at the right moment, direct them at the right moment.
And would you describe it more as an open world experience, or is it more linear in the end then?
I would say more open world, but not necessarily in this playground Ubisoft way of open worlds. But the idea is, I'm not meaning that in a bad way. I'm just saying like this, there's so many things to do, and here we will focus on a few base mechanics, but you can move freely around in the world. And if you right now just don't want to follow the main narrative, you can do, and we will have a few side quests that you can go on. But eventually it will be one linear, like it's just in the way it is following each part of after another. There will be a main narrative in the middle. So it's not sandboxy in that sense, but it has like these small little mechanics, like AA mechanics, where you can play around, and we will have like collectibles for your photos and stuff like that. Yeah.
And wouldn't it be beautiful if we would live in cities without cars? I mean, you get the the beautifulness of it when you watch it here, but where are the cars?
The cars we just left out because we have like these very already kind of the movement behaviors for the protesters and the cops became quite complicated, and we want to add cars eventually, but because if you add cars, you need like a way that they don't run over people the whole time. And right now the scene is also kind of in lockdown anyway. It was like a placeholder car very in the beginning, but right now because we're getting at the end of our vertical slice, we decided for now to not have cars, but eventually we want to have at least a few, VW Beetles or something to drive around.
How is it planned? Will there be voiceovers? Will you sub the game?
Yeah, it's actually a good question. We talked to one publisher especially already that was really like the idea and said like it should be completely dubbed in German and just have English subtitles. Which
that would be my question.
Which we find kind of cool, but another publisher also said like, nah, it should all be just text and definitely all English, so it's international. So it really depends on who we work in the end. So this, for example, is also a thing where I mentioned that the AI is kind of like overshooting the intent. They should just run for you, but sometimes they just run past you.
But if you need some help,
I can run by.
I'm very good at speaking English with the German accent, so if you need some help, just reach out to me.
If somebody wants that, that's also a possibility. So far, we considered both, just having like just text, and then we can obviously dub everything, like have multiple languages, and then have like certain words in German just to create some flavor. That's basically how it is right now. But it was also considered to just have like everything in German and then just like have subtitles. Yeah, we'll see what works best. Also with testers, obviously, that's always a thing, like what people really like.
Did I ask that before? Is there a Discord where people could sign up maybe to become
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will the game also happen on different levels? I mean, is it always that I'm moving around the ground floor, or will there be, I don't know?
We have in our game design document, we have that you can go upstairs and stuff like that. We just don't have it yet in. Probably will be a question of scope, really, what we can do in the end.
Yeah. What's going on, Astrid?
Oh, I'm just running away from the police.
Yeah, if you insult them all the time.
I didn't. That was the round.
That was the last run.
Yeah, but I think he's gone.
I think so too. Speak with Jonas. Where is he again? I guess he
was still here. He's still there where he was in the beginning. Yeah.
Nice.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
There is no 60s name generator you used. They are all handpicked, the names.
Yeah, they're handpicked. Although we iterated around a little bit. Just a quick hint, Alphonse is in the other direction. He joined the protest. That's still something we're tweaking the map still a little bit. Right now the stamps for the names are baked in. And he's the red guy to the right. In the red shirt. If you just go to the right, there he stands. He is also supposed to have like a little bark, like that. Yeah, like this. Yeah.
Oh, do I want to
buy
pour bottles again?
Oh, there's right
one
right
one. I don't. Sorry.
Where are your bottles?
Yeah, you can pick it up right there. It's right next to him.
Okay.
We put it there. I mean, he's quite lazy right now, but we also put it so that you can.
Apparently, he is.
Yeah. Oh, what happened? That I have never seen before. That's fascinating.
Come on.
That's why we did this recording, so you can just edit the
let's try
database.
Sure, here. So you just needed another try.
Okay, perfect.
Follow my lead? No.
Failed. Objective failed?
Huh.
I wouldn't say so.
Yeah, that's not it. But yeah, this is.
I think my objective failed because I didn't talk to Ingrid again in the beginning.
That could be, yeah. But if you do this, everything that happened that was still open is failing. Yes.
Yes.
Do-do-do-do. What engine is it, by the way? Is it Unity?
Unreal.
Unreal.
Yeah. It's just nice to do, especially when you do AI behavior. It was our programmer said like, nope, I want to do it in Unreal. Oh
Okay.
yeah, he got you.
Bang.
Yeah. But we're respawning you in the chaos right now. Yeah.
So-
Maybe yeah. Quick
I will
reminder:
just
you can climb, which is really helpful here.
Do I need to stay in the park?
You can, yeah, and you should climb out of the park. That's what you should do. Yeah,
I see. I should climb out of the park because that's what I can do.
exactly.
And
This is
then
also
I will
something.
just-
These are the little things that we're learning right now how to direct AI. So that's we want to have somebody there that kind of waves at you and like brings you over there, so you can actually
That is
smoothly.
unfortunate. I think I
And
got
he
a
got you.
wrist again. Oh, maybe
But
I can
this is-
just stay here and he doesn't see me then.
Yeah, he kind of. The thing is, they can't climb right now, so that actually works. But also the AI was just weirded out. Yeah, but you actually reach the end of the demo. If you would climb over the fence on the other side, then it would trigger the end again. So
Which we saw before in the first round.
yeah, basically, yeah, the end is just, as I think I also said, wrote in the mail before. It's just goes to screen to the end of the screen, just to back to the main menu, I think. And what is intended there, that basically the narrative wraps up in this whole area, where you would then see basically Jonas and Ingrid, the one that you met right in the beginning, would flee together with you. That's also something that would then guide you, that you can climb over the fence easier. And they would get beat up there, and that would be our cliffhanger ending, that they would get beat up, taken to prison, and then we have like our link to the rest of the story, which then would continue to how can we get them out again, and what do we do about this?
I guess I will figure that out next time when I'm going to play Maniacs just by myself. Just me, myself, and I. Yeah, because we're unfortunately already out of time. So a few things that are very important. Be a cool person. Cool person are going to wishlist games. Because wishlisting games is very good for developers and studios. That was everything I wanted to say. Andre, you are muted.
Man, so funny.
Yeah.
Muted. Thanks a lot for this amazing trip into the 60s, Astrid and Rüdiger. And yeah, we're all excited about the future of Achtung Autobahn and Maniacs. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for showing. Hope the audience liked it. And yeah, hopefully talk to you all soon.
Yeah,
Likewise.
see you soon.
See you around.
Bye bye.